Hello, and a very warm welcome to you.
We're so glad you're here.
You're listening to The Deep Dive, and this is brought to you today on the English Podcast channel. We are so happy you chose to join us.
We really are. Today, we're exploring something. Well, something researchers often call the rich mindset and the poor mindset.
Right. But before we get into that, there's something we need to make really clear.
Yes, absolutely. This deep dive is not about how much money you have.
Not at all.
It has nothing to do with your bank account.
Yeah.
We are talking about psychology.
Exactly. It's about the unseen beliefs and rules you have in your head that guide how you live.
That's it. It's the way you handle problems, how you react when things don't go your way.
And maybe most important, it's that conversation you have with yourself when no one else is around.
So, to get us started, I want to ask you a question, something you've probably seen in your own life.
Okay.
Have you ever known someone who, well, they don't have very much, but they're always happy, always energetic?
Yes, you know the type. They just seem to have this infectious spirit.
And then on the other hand, you know someone else who is. Financially, they're fine, they're comfortable, maybe even rich.
But they're always complaining.
Always. Always worried, always feeling like life is unfair to them.
So what is the difference there? I mean, really, is it just luck?
The research we looked at says no. It's not luck. The answer is mindset.
The person with the rich mindset thinks, okay, today has its problems, but I can do something about them.
Whereas the person with the poor mindset thinks, why even try? It's all too hard anyway. Nothing I do will change it.
And that one small difference in thinking, it changes everything.
It really does. So let's break this down, starting with the rich mindset.
Okay, so people with this way of thinking, they don't see life as this constant battle for survival.
No, not at all. Instead, they see it more like a big building project.
A tower they're building.
Exactly, a tower. And they know that building is messy. Things go wrong. A wall cracks. Maybe a delivery is late.
But they don't panic when that happens.
No. They just see it as part of the process. They stop, they take a breath, and they ask a really simple question.
What can I learn from this?
That, and what's my next move? What's the next small step I need to take?
It's their curiosity that's so interesting. They're not afraid of being confused or not knowing something.
Right. They don't say, oh, I'm too old for this, or this is impossible. They use a tiny little word.
Ah, yes. The three-letter word. They say, I don't know how to do this yet.
And that word yet, it's like Wi-Fi for your brain. It turns a brick wall into an open door.
I love that. It sends a signal to your brain that says, okay, the answer is out there. We just have to go find it.
And this belief, the belief that they can grow and learn, it's not up for debate.
And this thinking connects directly to action, right?
Absolutely. They know that progress comes from doing, not from perfect planning.
You can't learn to ride a bike by just watching videos about it.
Exactly. You have to get on the bike, you have to wobble, you might even fall.
And then you get up and you try again. The real learning happens in the trying.
Even if it's a small, imperfect step, they take the step.
And they treat learning like an investment.
Yes.
Like putting money in a bank for their brain. Every new skill they learn is like earning interest for the future.
Let's take that example of a job interview. Two people apply, both get rejected.
Okay.
The person with the rich mindset sees that rejection as useful feedback.
Yeah.
Not as a failure.
Right. So their inner voice is saying something like,
Okay, good to know. My resume,
mm-hmm.
my curriculum vitae, it needs more detail. And I need to practice that one question.
So they use the setback to get stronger for next time.
It's just information.
Yeah.
Helpful data. It's the same with learning English. They make a
They
mistake.
think, great, now I know what to fix. Mistakes are teachers.
They're not bullies.
Never bullies.
So now let's look at the other side. The poor mindset.
And let's be really gentle here. People who think this way aren't bad people. No, of course not. They've just learned thinking habits that make life harder for themselves.
They tend to see the world as a scary place.
Like something bad is always just about to happen.
Yes, and they tell themselves things like, I'm not good enough, or other people are just luckier than me.
And because they believe the world is rigged against them, they're afraid to try new things.
Very afraid. Before they even start something, they can list 10 reasons why it won't work.
But they never ask the other question.
Never. What if it does work?
They use excuses instead of looking for answers. It's too hard. I don't have time.
These excuses give them comfort in the moment. They protect them from the risk of trying.
And that leads them to always choose what feels good right now, doesn't it?
Always. instead of what will help them later.
Like saving money. The argument is, why save a little bit of money when I can buy a nice coffee right now and enjoy my day?
Choosing that short-term pleasure over long-term security.
So let's go back to that job interview example. What does the person with the poor mindset think when they're rejected?
Their first thought is to blame someone else.
I knew it! The interviewer didn't like me.
Or the system is broken. Life isn't fair.
And because it's always someone else's fault, they don't learn anything.
Nothing. They just confirm their belief that they're unlucky, which keeps them stuck.
So if you're listening to this and maybe you recognize some of those thoughts in yourself,
The first thing to know is, don't worry. This is the good news.
you are not stuck with one mindset forever.
Not at all. Your mindset is like a muscle.
A gym for your brain.
Exactly. And whatever you train is what gets stronger. If you train fear, fear gets stronger.
But if you train growth...
The growth muscle gets stronger. It's a choice you make every day.
I remember reading about someone who had this big realization. He was scared to buy a book
A book. Why?
because it cost a little bit of money, and he thought, what if I waste my money? What if it's not a good book?
Ah, I see.
And then it hit him. He was so focused on avoiding a tiny loss that he was missing out on a huge potential gain of knowledge.
That is so relatable. We guard the small things so fiercely.
That we miss the big opportunities right in front of us.
And this goes right to the heart of thinking small versus thinking big.
Thinking small is like believing the world is a small cake.
Right. And if someone else gets a big piece...
That means there's less for you. It makes you feel threatened by other people's success.
Exactly. But thinking big, that's believing there's enough for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
And even better, that you can bake more cake.
So when you see someone else succeed, you don't feel jealous.
You feel inspired. You think, wow, that's amazing. What can I learn from what they did?
You see their success as a lesson, not a threat.
And this whole idea of playing small, it's the biggest dream killer.
It really is. And it's tricky because it often disguises itself as just being realistic.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You have a big dream, maybe to start a business or learn an instrument,
And then that little voice comes in. Maybe it's your voice. Maybe it's a family member.
and it says, be realistic. That's not for you. Don't be foolish.
And so you shrink your dreams down until they fit inside that realistic box.
I remember when I first tried to build a simple website, just a few pages, I was terrified.
What were you afraid of?
This scared voice in my head was so loud. It was saying, you're not a tech person, you're going to fail, and everyone will see.
So how did you handle that?
I had to talk back to it. I said, yes, I am scared, but what if I succeed? What if this teaches me something important?
You decided that trying was more important than the fear of failing.
I told myself, I'll try anyway. And that's really what bravery is, isn't it? It's not about being fearless.
No, it's about feeling the fear.
And doing it anyway.
So we've talked about the mindset being a muscle. Now let's get really practical. How do we train it every day?
Okay, let's talk about 5 daily habits.
First one, they choose time over comfort.
Meaning they're okay with being a little uncomfortable now for a bigger reward later.
So studying for 20 minutes instead of watching another video.
Exactly. Delaying that easy pleasure for something that builds long-term value.
Okay, number 2,
They learn from everything. There's no failure, remember.
only feedback.
Right. They're always asking, why did that work? Or what can I learn from that mistake?
Number 2, if there's no door, they build one.
I love that. They don't wait for an opportunity.
They make their own luck.
They are the opportunity they've been waiting for.
Number 4 is about energy.
Yes. They protect their energy. They know they can't say yes to everything,
So they learn to say no.
to things that don't help them grow. It's a difficult skill, but it's essential.
And finally, number 5,
They ask better questions. The quality of your questions determines the quality of your life.
so instead of asking, why does this always happen to me?
They ask, how can I grow from this?
It's a shift from being a victim to being a student.
It is everything.
Yeah.
And this brings us to one of the simplest and most powerful habits of all.
Gratitude.
Yes, being thankful is a power move for your brain.
Because our brains are naturally wired to look for what's wrong.
So you have to train it actively to find what's right.
Try this tomorrow morning, before you even touch your phone.
Just think of 3 small things you're grateful for.
It could be anything. I'm thankful for my bed. I'm thankful I have food for breakfast.
It trains your brain to see what you have instead of only what you lack,
And all these habits, they all feed into the bigger picture.
which is the story you're telling yourself about your life.
You are the writer of that story.
If the story you're writing is, I'm unlucky and I can't change, then that's the life you will live.
But the amazing part is, you can turn the page.
At any moment, you can start a new chapter.
And the easiest way to start is just by changing your words.
Instead of saying, I can't do that,
Pause and add that magic word. I can't do that yet.
then you can move up from there. The next step is,
I'm learning how to do this.
and then I will do this.
Until finally you get to, I can do this. The situation hasn't changed, but your story about it has.
And through this whole process, be kind to yourself.
Oh, that is so important.
Ask yourself this. If you had a friend who spoke to you the way you speak to yourself, would you still be friends with them?
That's a powerful question. Be your own best coach.
Exactly. And let's leave you with this one last thought.
You are not your past thoughts.
Just because you thought something yesterday doesn't mean you have to think it today. You are the thinker. You choose the thought.
The rich mindset isn't about money. It's the power to choose growth.
To choose to be the creator of your own life. So start small. Ask one better question tomorrow. That's all it takes to begin.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. We really hope this deep dive has been helpful.
It truly means a lot to us that you were here.
Please like, share, and subscribe to English Podcast. It helps us a lot and lets us bring more content like this to you.
We'll see you next time.